I want to get on here a little bit here. I'm a preacher for New Hunter Church of Christ, and I want to say a few things. I know there are some mixed views out there about guns, and the reason is why that is because one could be because of preference, but also two because of lack of understanding or education about it. I know of a church where they lost about 90% of their congregation because they told the people up there that had concealed guns on them, and they weren't hanging out there in holsters and things, but they told them basically, they got up there and the preacher got up there and said, look, and told everybody that I don't want you bringing guns to church. And then about 90% of his membership left that church and they all went somewhere else. And, the way I see it is this: I know it's scary, but what happens if something breaks out? I mean, we see what happens in South Carolina where somebody went in there in a Bible study and pulled it out and shot up everybody. And he wasn't really a member of that church, but that's what he did. I mean, wouldn't you rather have somebody in there that's a law-abiding person that has a gun, that's responsible, that isn't crazy, that's in your church, that has a gun, that's trustworthy, that can definitely take out a person if they do become unruly? I know I would. I mean, at New Hunter Church of Christ, we have some people who come in here with guns, and I don't feel threatened by them having them. I'm glad they have them. And I think a lot of pastors the way we're living in now, because with all the shootings and things going on, with all these false flags or shootings or whatever you want to call them, a lot of people, coming up and trying to rob you in the store or in the parking lot. I think if you have a gun, it's going to turn your situation around for the better, because you can kind of take control of that situation. But see, without a gun, somebody could pull a gun out that's a criminal that could be in the church, or someone that's mentally deranged could come in your church, and without anyone there with a gun, they're just going to shoot up the people, or shoot up as many that they can until they run out of bullets. So I think it's really essential that we do have guns in our church so we can kind of keep control and order in our church in case something like that happens. And I know different people have different opinions on it, but if I wouldn't go around telling your church members that people shouldn't bring guns to church because some people get real scared and offended by it. I said, well, some people do get scared and offended by it, just like some people get scared and offended about going down the road in a car too. But we still got to drive a car. Well, when people have guns, and if they don't want to have a gun, well, they don't have to look at it. But when people come in with their guns, I'd be honored to have congregation arms, in this day and time especially. So I think I would rethink that. Church of Christ who did that, rethink that, and and re-examine what you did there, because that's why you lost a lot of your membership there. Of all your members there, you lost most of them because of that reason. So maybe you might want to regroup on that. All right. But anyway, I just want to say that because it really is disturbing to see that happen. And I know a preacher, you might not like guns, but if you have to understand the time is different. So we can't act like we're from 1975 or 80, because the time is different. I mean, we have threats of terrorism. We have threats of gang activities going on all across America. We got refugees coming in here. There's trained soldiers coming in here. Some terrorists might be mixed in with all those, because all these people are not being screened and not being checked. So all the more reason why you should have a gun in church. That's all the more reason why people should carry their guns. If they have permits to carry them, then I would let them have it. Obviously, if they were crazy and they wouldn't have them. So if they have permits and they have a holster and they can carry it, let those people carry their guns. It's a no-brainer. All right, think about it. There's a lot of different views on it. And I know if you're from different countries, like in France, they only let the law people shoot guns, because the people over in France can't be armed because they took their guns away. Just like in a lot of places in the world, a lot of places in London, and in London it's like that, and Europe is like that, and a lot of places are like that, and that's why they don't have guns. And so your idea might be different, thinking that only the cops should have guns, but sometimes you have some corrupted police people. There are some corrupt police that work in places of of law enforcement, just like there are corrupted federal agents. So I mean, I think it would be good if you had a gun in all the situations, in case somebody comes in your church that is corrupt and they want to, just have a shooting spree if you don't have guns, of course, people will die. But if other people have guns, then they can stop that person. So, the number of people, a great number, don't die. And I think it's a good thing. Anyways, Michael De Silvas, preacher for New Hunter Church of Christ. Subscribe down below, and I love you so. And donate to us, and I'll see you later. Take care. Peace. Peace. All right, take care. Love you. Love you. There we go. I had the wrong sign there. All right, shalom. Bye.